I think if I had my druthers, I'd probably want an intro. This is probably one of the most important interviews I've ever done. I was going to write a book, but I think the interview is better. It's just so important to, I think, for everybody, not just me, but I think it's important for people to tell their story. And so that's what this video is all about. I want to tell my story. It's important. And I think that it's going to help a lot of people. So here we go. This is my story.
All right, then here we go. Can you tell us about your background and what initially inspired you to enter the real estate industry?
That's a long, that's a long answer. But I started the industry because I did a stop out. I had two children after I met my husband, and I thought real estate would be fun, which is what everybody says in the interview process, right? But I had no idea how closely aligned being a pharmaceutical manager and device rep was going to closely mirror real estate. All of the skills that I learned prior to becoming a real estate agent in business, they were imperative for me and my eventual success in the industry.
What was the moment or experience that led you to decide to start your own real estate business?
I started real estate in 2003, and today it is 2024. And I had been successful in pharmaceutical and device medical sales. And I had two adorable children, and I decided to pursue real estate because I thought it would be fun. And I cringe when I say that because every real estate agent I interview says, "Oh, I want to get into this because it will be so fun." But it is an extremely fun job, especially when you can do it with other people. I started at Wisconsin's largest brokerage and then moved over to develop a team with the second largest brokerage in the state of Wisconsin. And then I developed a team at that brokerage, and then I started staging houses, repairing houses. And my attorney actually said, "Suzanne, you are paying your broker. You need to get out and start your own company because all of the profits that you are creating through your staging company, through your contracting company, you're actually giving those profits to the broker." So that's what led me to start my own company. And it was kind of a struggle. This is the interesting thing. 3 years prior to actually opening Powers Realty Group, my husband, it was a terrible recession. My husband, Richard, he was reading this book, Atlas Shrugged. If you've ever read Atlas Shrugged, it's the most depressing book known to man. And so we would have this ongoing dialogue every night. "I want to open up my own company." "No, it's not the right time." "No, I want to open up my own company." And this went on for a year. And the day I opened Powers Realty Group, I called two people that I really love in the industry. One was Scott Morey and one was Kathleen Davis. And I told them I was opening up Powers Realty Group. And then I had lunch with my then broker, and I I said, "Look, I'm going to open up my own company." And I was pretty teary-eyed during this meeting. And I said, "If it doesn't work out, can I come back?" And she said, "Absolutely, absolutely. You can come back anytime you want." But she gave me the greatest gift. It was like a little God wink. She goes, "Suzanne, it's going to work out. You're going to be successful at this." And we birthed Powers Realty Group in the basement of my house, just Gretchen and I. I didn't tell my husband, I know, the day that I opened up the company, but I didn't want to hear another no. And so I needed to hear a lot of yeses. And so I felt that I had been called. That's very important. Like in the whole interview, this was a calling for me. I mean, my intuition, my instincts, my inner voice, listen to your inner voice. My inner voice told me that I needed to start this company. And I'm still listening to that inner voice. But it told me I had to open the company for very specific reasons. And I'm actually now 13 years into this, I'm just realizing those reasons right now. But I think it takes a while to gain the experience and wisdom to get you going in the right direction. So I feel like I'm really arriving just now at realizing the true goals of Powers Realty Group and what I was actually meant to do for my whole life.
So what were some of the biggest challenges you faced when you first started Powers Realty Group?
I probably can't say any of them on camera. No, it's true. The competition was brutal. It really was. And the reason why I wanted to do this interview today with you is because it's really important that other people don't control your narrative. I was afraid, right? Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. I was afraid. So I sort of I did. I let other people control the narrative about me. Oh, she's ruthless or whatever they would say about me. I let them all control the narrative on me instead of really capturing my voice and sharing it with the public. And I think people who have listed their houses with me, who have seen our team in action do all the magic, they know who we really are. But I think now some of that is dissipated because I've been in the industry for so long and I've won some accolades and awards recently that dispel any myth that was ever said about me. And here we are. But the hardest part was the competitors and not being taken seriously too. The hardest part was when I went to go get a loan for this building. I bet you two don't know something about me. I was denied. I had the cash to buy the building outright. I was denied by 12 lenders a business loan to buy this property. And I only found out a few, I don't know, I think I only found out a few years ago that women couldn't take out business loans until 1989. Isn't that crazy? It's when I graduated college. So if I wanted to be an entrepreneur right out of college, I couldn't even do it because nobody was going to give me a business loan. It's just crazy to think about that. So some of the societal pressures and some of the competitive pressures were the hardest part about starting a company. But I would tell everybody to do it anyway.
So what are some of the key strategies that you implemented to establish the Powers Realty Group brand?
Systems, systems, systems. And lots of advertising, right? I think, anybody starting a company, you need to advertise like crazy, 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 crazy. But I had already kind of established the brand by being with two other larger brokerages at the time. And then you two, I worked, I don't know, 7 days a week. But I think that people don't realize the amount of work that you have to put in to be successful, because I would start at 7 o'clock in the morning and go home at 10 o'clock at night. And that was every day. That was every day. That was every day for a long time. It's only not until recently that I get to go home at 5 o'clock at night. Yeah.
How did you differentiate Powers Realty Group from other real estate teams in the market?
That's a really good question. How did I differentiate Powers Realty Group from other real estate companies in the market? Well, we were small, right? So being a boutique, I always wanted to own a boutique. And so I came up with the tagline, Wisconsin's boutique broker. And it was great, right? What a great tagline. We were number one in a lot of areas, highest average sale price, the most sales volume. I started out as the number one agent in Wisconsin when I opened up the company. But then just getting that tagline, Wisconsin's number one boutique broker, that was my differentiating point. And it really personifies who we are.
What role did technology and innovation play in the growth of your business?
Oh, wow. If people knew how much money I spent on technology to run Powers Realty Group, I think that they would be really surprised, not just in security, but our website and how much money and resources and research I put into the website. I think we have one of the best websites in the country personally. PowersRealty.com is definitely one of the best websites ever in the country. And this is our fourth iteration of this website. And, I just sought out some of the best people I loved, and really focused in on the latest and greatest technology to build the company. That is for certain, but I'm not going to tell you what we did.
How did you go about building your team, and what qualities did you look for when hiring new agents?
So the qualities I looked for in new agents were, I wanted people who are a lot like me, but I think that's changed in pretty recently. I built the team to 100 agents and found I was super unhappy, and then I shrunk it. And I think that was a God wink, because I think I could be better. And I think that's where I'm headed now in 2024. I know I'm heading for better. I want to develop people to where they want to be developed to. Does that make sense? So I want to help people realize their dreams, groom them, foster that. For some people, that might be $3 million in sales. For some people, that might be $100 million in sales. But here's what I know. I now have the wisdom, the experience, the love, and the drive to train and foster people to be the best at what they can be for themselves, their family, not just for Powers. I have a lot to give, and I know that's where I'm headed. It's all about the love and building people and making sure that their families are okay and the best that they can be. We're headed to really something special. And it took me this long to get here, because quite frankly, I needed all those lessons before I could be this good.
Do you have a specific setback or failure that you've encountered, and you can talk about how you turned that into an opportunity?
Oh my God, Sam, I have so many failures. Where do I begin? Oh, failures. I don't really have any regrets. I think everything that has happened was a lesson. I think that there's lessons in failures. Some of the biggest lessons that I needed to learn came through failing. Losing people is a bad word. People moving on to their next experience. It always made me sad, but I don't think it makes me sad anymore. I'm here for a period of time as a leader in people's life to groom them on to their next experience. Maybe that's with me, maybe it's not, maybe it's with somebody else. But I think that's my role in my divine purpose.
So what are some of the most significant milestones and achievements for Powers Realty Group since you started the company?
My biggest achievement in starting the company was fostering the relationships with the agents and seeing them just take off. We've turned $2 million producer agents into $20-40 million producers, really taking people to that next level, a place where they never thought they could go with support. That is my greatest achievement. And I'm just getting started, because honestly, I think my future is grooming people to their wildest dreams. And I'm all on board. I'm all in. I am going to really make a difference, not just here, but I'm going to make a huge difference in Florida. Everyone needs support. Everyone needs involvement. And I'm just getting started. So I'm really looking forward to the next chapter of my life.
So how are you ensuring that Powers Realty Group constantly delivers high quality services to your clients?
Oh, that's easy. Delivering high results to clients, love them. Just love them. Give them everything you have, your energy, your time, resources. I think everybody knows we do it well. But now the next level is to love that customer or love that agent and bring them their wildest dreams. If you are looking for somebody to mentor you and your wildest dreams are to be the most wealthy you've ever been in real estate, I'm probably your gal, because I'm going to foster that relationship and make sure that you get there.
So, how has the real estate market changed since you started your business, and how have you adapted?
So we're in for a really huge change August 17th, right, with the DOJ. But I think here's the thing. I think I'm seeing people more down than I've ever seen before. And I think everybody needs somebody to support them in their dreams and aspirations. And I think that's how we win the future. Not maybe just in real estate, but in people's personal lives. I think we have to enrich them, encourage them, give them support, and let them be their best self and be there to answer the call when they need you, whether that's resources or emotional support. That's where we're going.
What advice would you give to aspiring real estate entrepreneurs who want to start their own business?
So here's the thing. If you're a real estate agent or a broker and you want to start your own business, the best piece of advice I can give you is you have to understand and come to terms with the amount of work that's required to be successful. People miss that all the time. And I think you really have to put in the hours. You're going to sacrifice some things. You're going to sacrifice friendships. You're going to sacrifice private time. It's going to be hard to carve out personal time, but you have to put in the hours to be successful, because that is the only way to build the brand. You have to grow.
So, where do you see Powers Realty Group in the next 5 to 10 years?
Interesting. Um, it might shock a lot of people here to hear this, because I was at 100 agents and I shrunk it down to 20, but I have a vision. I've seen it. And actually, I'm supposed to be helping a lot more people than I have. I think I went inward, and I had to go inward to come back out to be the best person I could possibly be for others. But I see us being a very large boutique brokerage here in the state of Wisconsin, which we already are, but also in Florida. And I see me really, truly as one of the best mentors in real estate that any agent could have in fostering their career. That's where I'm going. In 10 years' time, we will not be recognizable to where we are right now today.
Looking back on your journey, is there anything you would do differently?
I think I would develop a stronger sense of empathy, but I don't have any regrets, because every step I took, every single step I took, led me to here. And without that wisdom and experience, I don't think I could be where I really wanted to go. I thought it was going to happen immediately. And maybe that's the other thing that young entrepreneurs need to hear. I thought, and I was going there, right? I was building, 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 building. But I struggled with it focusing back in on me, and now I want to focus everything outward. So I think with that is the realization of the dream. But I had to address certain work issues and personal issues and overcome some things in order to be where we're going now. So yeah, I think it's going to be fantastic. I know it's going to be fantastic. I have this overwhelming sense of self-assuredness that where we're going, where Powers Realty Group is going, is one of the most dynamic places in real estate. And I'm so excited for the future. And I know it's here right now. Right now, I know it's here right now.
So, then to close things out, what keeps you motivated every day?
My faith in God. And it's true. And you cannot get on this journey, you cannot go on this journey without a faith-based proposition. And it's really about God. At the end of the day, He's the one who told me to open up the company. And I, honest to God, didn't know why until right about in the last 30 days. It's really weird. Something very special and strange is happening. But I was definitely called to do this. And now the call is just getting bigger, but I had to learn everything before this point came. And this is our moment in time where we shine. The company is going to be stellar going into the future. And I'm going to lead it with all of you.